If you told me there's a pile of dog crap there and you told me that's going to help me to lose weight, if I ate that dog crap for a month and bend over and start eating it, that's what I would do.
Well, she seems pretty motivated if you ask me. One thing you can always expect on My 600-Pound Life is that there are stories that will definitely leave you in tears. Wasting no time, here are some of those stories on My 600-Pound Life. This is Rose's story. She is 58 years old and has almost no idea what she weighs. Every day she wakes up, she thanks God for allowing her to see another because on most days, she never thinks she is going to wake up. It gets so bad sometimes that she cries almost every minute of the day due to how much pain she feels. Would Dr. Now be able to save her and bring her back to sharp? Let's find out. This is how her story starts.
He let me live one more day. When I first go to stand up, I can't hardly stand up. My back is hurting so bad.
Your nightgown and stuff's right there.
And I know it's because of the weight.
Yeah.
Phew! Even I wouldn't want to leave her alone in a room. That has to be one hell of a morning for Rose. For a second there, I wasn't sure if she would stand up from that bed. The good part is that she can get up on her own, and she has the support of her family around her. The beautiful thing is that her grandson enjoys taking care of his grandmother, but her weight is starting to become a serious problem, and he is scared that things might turn out for the worst if she doesn't start to take her health seriously.
I mean, it's embarrassing. It makes me very, very unhappy that I can't do things on my own and I can't get around on my own.
You're gonna go ahead and lay down and I'll go ahead and get your breakfast and stuff ready for you.
Okay, babe. Stress leads to eating. Eating leads to gaining weight.
Wow! Imagine having to shower twice in a week. I would cry every day if that was the life I had to live. You can tell how much pain she has to go through if she only has her bath twice in a week. Poor Rose. I honestly wonder how she got this fat and her life became a living hell. You've got to hand it to her though. At least she knows that her eating habits are going to do some serious damage. It's really not her fault though. She gets stressed a lot and the only way to cope with all that stress is to eat and eat and eat. The good part is that she knows it's not healthy. Hopefully that would be enough motivation to want to get better.
We sang for that day, but the next thing I know, my mom was gone. My stepdad, he started doing crimes and he got caught and he went to prison. The world didn't seem right without my mother.
That definitely had to have scattered her world. Losing her mother at a very young age did a number on her. The worst part is that after her mother passed away, her stepdad went into crime and eventually went to jail. Rose was just left to be by herself, and food was the way out of her depression. If I were in her shoes and that happened to me, I'm not sure I would ever recover. Imagine being married to your husband, and he then decides to start sleeping with your best friend of 22 years, and they go on to get married. That would just bring me to tears every single day.
You know I do. I said, you're the love of my life. He said, here, I want you to marry me. And I just started bawling. He put my ring on my finger.
When I first married her, I didn't know what to make of her because she was a little bit of a wild child back then. But
it's truly amazing that she finally met someone who loves her for who she is. The sad thing now is that she feels like she is too fat and her husband doesn't love her as much. This makes her question if he has other women he moves with due to the fact that her previous marriage ended with her husband cheating on her. You have to hand it to her. It's good to see that she finally sees and understands that she needs to start taking proper care of her health. She told her husband that she's ready to do what it takes, and she has so much to live for. Looks like she's going to be seeing the doc very, very soon.
I'm excited, but I'm nervous because I don't know what he's got in store for me, but I know whatever he's got in store for me to lose this weight, that's what I'm gonna do.
then,
Okay. Yep.
My bad.
give me a kiss.
All one. Now that has to be the cutest thing I have ever seen on this show. It's amazing that Rose is surrounded by people who love her and a family that wants the best for her. She's about to hit the road to see Dr. Now. Will she be able to make it in one piece? I think we now have the answer to that. Rose immediately started to feel some pains while on the journey, and she had to stop at a hotel to pass the night. You can honestly tell that she is in so much pain.
I've got to get the weight off. I can't do it on my own. I've got to get help. If I don't get help now, I'm gonna die. I'm here at Dr. Now's clinic for the very first time. I haven't weighed myself in about 20 years, and I've been avoiding it for a reason.
Phew. The silence says it all. Rose made it to the hospital in one piece. She checks her weight and it's very close to 600 pounds. You already know that's a lot for her age. Well, let's see what Dr. Now has to say about her weight and her condition. But knowing the doc, you can bet he is not going to spare her at all. Rose does seem like she wants to lose weight and get better, but he hopes that she is really ready to lose weight and she isn't just saying she wants to so everyone can leave her alone.
All right, so I'm gonna bring you some stuff. I want you to read this stuff every day.
Okay.
You think you can do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
So sit tight. I'm gonna bring you some stuff.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty. That's how dedicated I am to doing this.
And I'm gonna be strict too, so.
Yes.
Her target has been set. The doc wants her to lose 50 pounds within the next 2 months. Rose assures the doc that she can and will pull through with the weight loss, but we all know it's easier said than done. We'll see if she can really pull through. Some part of me does have faith in her, and I feel she's going to meet her goal this time around. Let's give her the benefit of the doubt one last time.
You're walking. That's
Yes, I am. How are you doing?
good.
At some point in my life just didn't matter anymore. My grandkids really opened my eyes, and so I had to start caring. Wake up and smell the coffee. There's a beautiful world out there. Wake up and smell it.
Wow, wow, wow. Rose was up to the task after all. In 2 weeks, she's been able to lose more than 50 pounds. One thing I know is that Dr. Now is going to be very proud of her. Hopefully this gets her to her weight loss surgery. Well, at least it's for the best. Dr. Now finally approved her for weight loss surgery. Now she has to move down to Texas, and her family is scared that they won't be there to be with her while she gets the surgery done. On the bright side, she's getting her surgery done, so that's good. She has really come a long way.
I'm scared because I'm not used to, when I have surgery and stuff, my grandson not being there. Hand me this.
Don't drag it. You can pick this, push that up.
And I'm just scared because he's not going to be able to be there.
Abi has been on his bed for more than 7 years. The only thing that motivates him to keep trying is his wife, Brenda. He is 37 years old, and he has no idea what he weighs. Right now, he is scared that he might not wake up one day, and that just terrifies him. Can things really get better for him? Let's see. This is how his story begins.
My front part, I do by myself as best as I can. I wash the front parts that I could reach, and Brenda helps wash my sides and the parts of the lower legs that she can reach. In 2014, I was in a car accident. I lost feeling from my chest down, and now...
Man, imagine having to go through all of this every morning. It's not surprising that his wife is the only motivation he has to even want to get up in the morning. It's lovely that his wife takes such good care of him even with his condition. The crazy thing is that when he was much younger, he did not eat as much as he does now. Imagine that.
And Caribbean comfort food was part of everything. Crispy pork, deep fried bananas, rice and beans and mashed potatoes. It wasn't a good diet for a little kid to be, but I loved it. I couldn't have enough of that. And I wasn't overweight. I was really skinny.
Did he just say that how he ate when he was much younger is way better than now? Wow, now I'm curious. I wonder what made him love food from a very young age. My guess is that he went through something very traumatic.
So I lost like 100 pounds. I was 20 years old when I started actually in the dating scene. One of my coworkers, he told me about a new dating app for larger people. And I saw Brenda's face and I was like, she's cute. And I just decided to send her a message. She wrote back. And we started a relationship over the phone.
It never turns out that way, Abby. It never works out that way. His parents were never around to supervise his eating, so he always ate whenever and whatever he wanted. Funny thing is that because he was much younger, he thought he would lose weight over time. Sadly, that was not the case.
After many months, my spinal cord lost all its swollenness, and I started being able to move my legs.
I remember the first day that he moved his leg, I was crying, and we took a video of it, and we sent it to all the family. But that was enough for me to know that he will get through this.
I was finally allowed to move back home with my parents.
Ouch! That had to be a very traumatizing experience. Imagine buying an engagement ring to propose to your girlfriend, and you get into an accident on your way to her house that almost takes your life. Man, I'm sure his girlfriend would have broken down into a million pieces.
I didn't really get to say goodbye the correct way, but knowing what was coming ahead, it was a blessing when my dad went when he did, because a year later we had Hurricane Maria. And if he was still alive, that hurricane would have killed him for sure. Hurricane Maria struck Puerto Rico in September of 2017. It was a huge Category 5 hurricane which affected the whole island. We had no running water.
That's enough reason to actually fall into depression. That accident ruined a lot for Abby. His wife even said that the doctors that did his surgery told her that he might never walk again because of the damage that was done to his spinal cord.
I think it's around lunchtime. Do you want something to eat?
Sure. We got chips, right?
Yeah, we got chips.
I guess a sandwich and chips.
Okay.
Since I first arrived in Austin after the hurricane, I went to the Capitol building once, saw it. Oh, this is great. Never been outside again.
Come on, let's be honest. That's actually very impressive. Abby doesn't let the fact that he is immobile stop him from working and making money for him and his wife. He has a remote job that allows him to work from the comfort of his bed. Now, I wish I had a job like that.
Hello. Hey, Abby.
Hey, Dr. Now, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
I've been better, but I'm good.
You're in the bed? Not walking, right?
Yes, I was walking, I was working, I was doing everything, and I had a car accident. That's when I went paraplegic.
Seems like they work hand in hand to get things done. Since Abby can't stand up from the bed, his wife has to do all of the shopping and she prepares their meals. What's amazing is that they get to spend quality time even after having a stressful day. That's lovely, but he really needs to start worrying about his weight.
If you need anything else, let me know, okay?
And I told Jason, the PT guy, that I have to stop sometimes when the pain gets too much for me to be able to move a lot.
What do you think you guys are gonna work on today?
We're working on trying to get my legs moving as best as I can.
Come in.
Hey.
That's not good. Abby finally reached out to Dr. Now, and it seems like he might have some serious problems. Apparently, Abby has been on the bed for so long that his feet can no longer be straight on the ground. He tells Dr. Now about his condition, and even the doc can't hide his worry.
See what's going on with him. I had a virtual call with him a couple months ago and gave him the diet. I will start working on his eating habit. And I arranged PT to start working with him to see how much...
That does sound like a good plan. Since Abby can't walk on his feet, Dr. Now says he is going to send some physiotherapists to come help him and see if he can still use his legs to move around. Let's just hope the damage to his leg is not so severe.
To push him up a little bit and see if we can work on those issues. So we got a lot of territory to cover, but you have to be the driving force and all that and do your own part because...
Surprisingly, that went pretty well. The physiotherapist the doc asked to come check on Abby showed up and they did some routine exercises. His leg isn't entirely bad and he is still able to move around. The only thing now is that Abby needs to put in the work so moving around would be possible and much easier.
What's wrong with that bed?
I don't trust the side rails on it because I would have to pull on them or just trust on them to be able to sit on the side of the bed.
How are we doing with your diet?
The diet, I've kept doing it. I've been...
For Dr. Now to come down to his house, you can tell he really cares about Abby and wants the best for him. But here's the thing. Due to the fact that Abby hasn't left his bed in 7 years, his sores are infected, and he needs to get the infection under control before it gets worse than it already is.
Playing that he doesn't have enough to eat. Thankfully, his family is in Houston, so he doesn't have anyone to try and sneak him food. So we have been able to keep control over his eating habit for now. And so the results of that are good.
Seems to me like Abby is at a crossroads with himself and his weight loss journey. He feels like the fact that he doesn't have a goal that relates to him losing weight is technically no goal. At this point, I think Abby might need therapy to stay on track with his weight loss journey.
Let's see, this one moves too. Okay. So I'm getting strong on both legs. I've been doing my exercises every day and trying to get as strong as I can.
That's good because we got to get you out of this bed.
Yeah, that would change my life.
For a second there, I thought they were not going to be able to lift him out of the bed. More than 5 people trying to get him out of the bed is actually scary. Abby's condition is not getting better, and Dr. Now wants him to be close by so he can be properly monitored.
And pushing his body too hard, we may have to stop the surgery, but obviously we hope that won't be necessary. All right, so I'm gonna transition to robot. Because this operation is an important step for Abby.
Well, that's some good progress. Abby has been checked into the hospital, and so far it does seem like things might work out for the best. He feels way better than he did when he was home, and I can't lie, that's a pretty good sign.
I think let's see how much weight you can lose, how much strength you can gain back, and then we'll see if you hit a plateau. If you do, there are options available, but I think further down the road as you gain some of that function back. Obesity, affects your joints too. It's not just a mechanical thing, it's a chemical thing.
I couldn't agree more with Dr. Now. Abby has been able to lose up to 200 pounds of weight. Usually Dr. Now would send him home to lose some more before coming back, but with his current state, Dr. Now feels it's time for him to get his weight loss surgery.
The big challenge will be when you go home. And that is when nobody's there. You have to do your own part and get your strength back by working hard with PT, okay?
Yeah.
All right, so Abby doing okay?
You can tell that he couldn't wait to break the news to his wife. Dr. Now told him that he was approving him for weight loss surgery, and as you'd expect, the first person he called was his wife. He has come a long way. I'm pretty sure we are all proud of Abby.
So we'll keep up the good work, and we'll get you up walking pretty soon.
All right.
All right, Abby. I'll be back and see you later.
All right. Thank you, doctor.
All right. Nice to see you again.
All right. Bye. Thank you.
I am very happy to see that for the first time since starting with him.
Delana is at a point in her life where she can't move enough to do anything anymore. The first thought that goes through her head every day when she wakes up is the fact that she made it to another day. Imagine that. Is this going to be her wake-up call to get better? I guess we'll find out. This is how Delana's story begins.
Because it's so hard, it's so painful.
Hey, baby, gotta move.
And I know as soon as I sit up that the pain's gonna start, and it's just the same way all day. Pain, pain, pain.
An office chair to move around in? Oh my goodness. That has to be the most painful and worst thing that can ever happen to anyone. Having to roll to the bathroom even sounds like a task that could take an entire day. Poor Delana.
Getting up to take a shower. I typically do not bathe every day. I typically bathe every other day. I'm unable to get in the tub. I will sit on the side of the tub and use the shower head to wash my hair and my upper body.
I can't even lie. That's such a beautiful thing to hear. Her husband says that he hates to see Delana in pain, and that's why he is always there to make sure that he can help her with anything and everything that she might need. What a sweet man he is.
And sometimes the folds are so swollen together that you can't even get your hand in between them. So I have a back scrubber brush that had a sponge on it that the sponge broke off of.
All that stress to have her bath? Wow. If it was this painful, I'm pretty sure I won't even step out of bed. That just goes to show you that she's a strong woman. I just hope things don't get too bad before she decides to start making changes.
Just to stand up long enough to pull my pants up is excruciating. After I finish getting dressed, I'm just ready for breakfast. I'll have crispy bacon with sausages, biscuits, and a cup of coffee. It's not the most healthy, but it's also not the worst.
That's a lot of food. The only thing that brings her joy after having an excruciating morning from having her bath is eating so much food. She says that it makes her happy and brings back the feeling of euphoria. I wonder what happened that made her love food this much.
I was overly excited to be home. My cousin's name is Marianne, although to me, she's mom. She felt guilty because of what happened where I was taken from her. I missed an entire year.
That explains why she loves food so much. That's honestly how it starts. Once there's no one to control the eating habit, things just take a side turn, and that's what happened to Delina. It's just sad that she didn't get to spend enough time with her mother.
So I would just overindulge in brownies or cookies to solve the problems that are happening. It was a euphoria feeling. I would gain weight and then I would level out for a little while.
Jeez, it's as if the trauma just never stopped coming. She had a boyfriend who was abusive and she got pregnant for him. The abusive behavior got so bad that she had to kick him out. But when she gave birth to the baby, it was a full-time stillborn. That must have been hard.
I didn't think my weight was an issue, and I ended up getting pregnant with his child. We got married, and I had a perfectly healthy baby boy. Shortly after that, he decided that he wanted a divorce.
I'm really glad to hear that she started a weight loss class. It's not surprising that she turned to food as an escape given all the things she has been through. Once again, we can see that Delina is an extraordinary woman. It's high time she paid the doc a visit.
And a couple of days later, we went out again. And it just kept happening. We just decided to keep going out. During this little relationship time thingy, I ended up getting an infection in my leg. The infection caused a really big scab on my leg.
Isn't that just cute? Sometimes couples on this show just make me want to fall in love. Her husband is such a sweet man. He has been by her side since he met her, and it doesn't look like he plans on leaving her like the other men who came into Delana's life.
When we first met, I mean, she was still a big lady, but she was mobile. She had her own car. She was able to do stuff. We'd take trips to Florida and things like that, and just driving around. I miss being able to go do stuff with her. And I mean, now we can't do that because she could not get into the vehicle. And it has me worried.
If there's one thing Dr. Now hates, is when someone who should help the patient get better becomes the patient's enabler. Oh, you can bet the doc is not going to be happy when he hears that. Regardless, it's good he is worried about his wife's health.
Hey, no, but I'm here.
What can I do to help you?
Call the fire department.
Honey, we've got to do what's best for you.
Green County 911.
We need an ambulance. My daughter has fallen and we can't get her up.
If that happened to me, I'd probably never step out of my house again. Delina was trying to go out with her husband and mother when she fell down the stairs. Now they have to get an ambulance to help pick her from the house and get her back into the house.
Okay, further up. Ow. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Ew. At least they were able to get her back into the house without any serious injuries. At this point, Delana should really get things together and try to meet up with Dr. Now before she actually can't walk again.
So I've avoided it for a long time now. The last time I weighed, I was still in the 500s.
You okay?
Nervous, anxious.
Delana?
I'm glad I made it here on my feet, but this is rough. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I'm so nervous. Especially about seeing my weight.
Okay, that's on the high side, and Delana is not happy about what she just saw. From the way she screamed after seeing the digits, you can tell she was shocked by what she saw. She made it to the hospital, and her weight reads a lot above 600 pounds. Can she really lose weight?
To make bad choices. So don't convince yourself that you need that. You don't. So today I'm going to bring you some written instruction out, and I'm going to give you also some exercise plan.
Dr. Now pretty much said everything I was thinking. Delana needs to show him that she is ready to lose weight before he approves her for weight loss surgery. He wants her to lose 50 pounds within 2 months, and only then will she be approved for weight loss surgery.
Lately, life has been pretty stressful. The car still isn't fixed, and now it's starting to hold us up in terms of moving to Houston. On top of that, we haven't found a place yet either. It's been harder than expected, but we're still working on it.
Missing the appointment is not a good sign. But then again, it's not like it's her fault. Their car is still at the shop getting fixed, and they have no means of getting down to Texas to continue with the weight loss journey. Now she wants to speak to the doc to give him an update about how things have been going.
I don't understand how it's continuing to go up whenever I'm not consuming as many calories.
You know that's not the reality, okay? There is no way you're gonna gain weight if you are eating 1,200 calories a day.
It doesn't seem like Dr. Now is impressed with the progress she has made. Instead of burning down calories, she's adding more, and it's making her journey slide backwards. She really needs to do better and put in more effort, just like the doc said.
I've done the best I can, and I know that it's not going to be a good trip for me.
All right.
So I'm going to go before it gets any worse. I love you, Delana. Love you, James.
You too.
This is so sad. Delana still hasn't gotten her truck fixed and still doesn't have a way of getting to Texas. She asked her mother for help, and sadly, her mother said that she can't move down to Texas with Delana. This is to be the worst thing ever. Almost feels like she has been abandoned by everyone except her husband.
Once my mom told me that she wasn't able to make it, I made a phone call to my brother who lives in North Carolina. He takes care of my elderly mother, the one who adopted me. The one who's here was my biological mom. With everything that's happening, he's volunteered to go ahead and...
Phew, finally. For a second there, I honestly thought she was not going to find a way to make it to the hospital. Thank goodness she has such a sweet brother who is ready to do anything to make sure that Delana makes it through her weight loss journey.
So if I did that, I'll be 596 pounds or lower today.
Yay! Honestly, that made me so happy. It took her a long time, but she eventually did lose more than 50 pounds. Moving down to Texas was not an easy thing, but she pulled it off and she is the better for it. Let's see if Dr. Now is going to approve her surgery.
All right, then stick with doing that, and if you lose that weight, then we proceed with your weight loss surgery.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Any questions?
No,
No, sir.
All right. Wish you good luck with your eating habit and stick with that. And we are proud of your progress.